They say you will always see the signs before marriage. They say red flags don't hide forever. But for Choma Okeke, there were no signs to see. Choma was not an ordinary woman. At 18 years old, while most of her mates were juggling through university lectures and campus parties, she became a chartered accountant. People said it was impossible, but she did it anyway. By her mid-20s, she was already a bank manager. Her office was on the top floor. Her name carried weight. Her signature approved millions. Every month, she earned 8 figures. She drove her own car. She lived in a fully furnished apartment in Lekki. She paid her bills without calling anyone. She sent money to her mother without being asked. But behind all this success was a wound she never healed. Choma grew up with only her mother, Mrs. Okeke. Her father had been abusive, not just emotionally, physically. One night, after a terrible fight, her mother packed 2 bags, held Choma's hand, and walked out of the marriage. Later in life, Choma discovered that the same thing happened to her grandmother. 3 generations, broken marriages, abusive men. As Choma grew older, she made a silent vow. My own story will be different. I will not repeat this pattern. That vow made her strong, but it also made her afraid. She avoided emotional attachment. She avoided marriage discussions. She focused on career, money, and independence, and she was fine with that. Until the night she met Kunle Adebayo. That night, Choma had gone out with her best friend, Sade Bello. Sade owned a successful boutique on Lagos Island. She sold imported bags, designer clothes, and luxury shoes. Business was booming. Money was flowing. Both of them were living soft life. They sat at the bar, laughing, talking about business and travel plans, when Kunle approached their table. He was well-dressed, calm and confident. "Good evening," he said politely. "Please, allow me pay for your drinks." Choma hesitated. She wasn't used to accepting favors, but Sade nudged her playfully. "Relax, let the man spend more money," she whispered. Kunle paid. He introduced himself. They exchanged numbers. That simple moment became the beginning of everything. From the first week, Kunle was different. He called every morning. He texted goodnight. He remembered small details. When Choma worked late, he cooked and brought food to her office. He bought flowers. He surprised her with gifts. He showed up when she was tired. He listened when she complained about work. People around Choma started noticing. Her colleagues said, "This man loves you." Her neighbors admired him. Even Sade felt small jealousy. God, when Sade will say, "Choma, you are lucky. I pray I find a man like this." But Choma was cautious. Whenever Kunle talked about marriage, she avoided it. "Let's enjoy dating first. I am not ready. Let's not rush." Not because she didn't love him, but because she was afraid of becoming like her mother. They dated for 4 years. 4 years of consistency. 4 years of loyalty. 4 years without scandal. Kunle became tired of waiting. One evening, he got emotional. "I am getting older. I want commitment. I want a family. I can't keep waiting forever." Choma felt pressured. Fear fought love inside her. She went to Sade for advice. Sade held her hands and said, "You are not your mother. You are not your grandmother. Not every man is bad. This one has showed you love. So don't let fear ruin something good." That was the day Choma decided to try. Kunle didn't waste time. With Sade's help, he planned a surprise proposal. Choma walked into a decorated restaurant. Candles, flowers, soft music. Everyone staring. Kunle knelt down. "Choma Okeke, will you marry me?" Her heart beat fast. Her past screamed inside her head, but hope spoke louder. She said yes. Their wedding was beautiful. Girls praised the couple. People said they were perfect together. The first day of marriage was sweet. Kunle was caring again, affectionate, and laughter filled the house. Choma even told Sade, "Marriage is beautiful. I'm so happy I didn't let fear stop me." She believed she had finally broken the generational curse. Then pregnancy came, and everything slowly began to change. Pregnancy affected Choma badly. She gained excessive weight. Her body changed drastically. Her energy dropped. She told herself, "When I give birth, it will go." She went on 3 months maternity leave. After childbirth, the weight refused to leave. Still, she prepared to return to work. That was when Kunle said something that changed her life forever. No daycare. No stranger will raise my child. Quit your job. Stay at home. I will provide. Chioma hesitated. Her career was her identity. Her independence was her pride. But Kunle insisted. I work in oil and gas. Money is not your problem. Your job now is to take care of this family. After weeks of pressure, she resigned. And she didn't know. She had just locked herself inside a golden cage. Chioma mornings were no longer meetings and emails. They became diapers, feeding bottles, and endless house chores. She cleaned, she cooked, she washed clothes. She carried the baby on her back while standing over the gas stove. Kunle went to work every day in suit. She stayed home in wrapper and tired eyes. Slowly, she stopped recognizing herself. The stress made weight loss impossible. She barely had time to sleep, talk to friends, or even sit down quietly. Then, when her first baby was just 5 months, she got pregnant again. By the time she gave birth to the second child, her strength was gone. 2 babies, 1 woman, no help. One night, she broke down. I can't do this alone. I need help. Kunle's response shocked her. My mom gave birth to 4 children and raised them herself. You are just lazy. Lazy? That word pierced her heart. Her own mother came to stay occasionally and help. Chioma cried to her. Instead of protection, her mother said, he is a good man. He is just traditional. This is what women do. Endure. Very soon your children will grow. So Chioma endured. One morning, while looking at herself in the mirror, Chioma barely recognized the woman staring back. She decided to fight back, not engage Kunle, but for herself. When her second baby was just 3 months old, she started exercising. She woke up early, controlled her food, pushed her tired body. Within 2 months, she lost 15 kg. For the first time in years, she smiled at her reflection. Kunle noticed. You are losing weight. You are getting your shape back. She felt hope. Maybe things will get better. But inside Kunle's mind, something else was happening. He didn't want her confident. He didn't want her strong. He wanted control. And he knew exactly how to weaken her again. Soon after, Chioma became pregnant for the 3rd time. She cried quietly that night. Her body couldn't handle it. Her mind couldn't handle it. But Kunle was satisfied. She was tired again, heavy again, and dependent again. That was when she noticed something else. Kunle became emotionally distant. No more playful moments, no more affection, no more closeness. Whenever she tries to sit near him or play like the way they used to while they were dating, he would insult her. Don't sit on my lap. Do you want to kill me? Can't you see your weight? Each word killed her confidence little by little. One afternoon, Sade came to visit. The moment she saw Chioma, she froze. Chioma, I can't even recognize you. That was all it took. Chioma broke down and told her everything. The pregnancies, the insults, the exhaustion, the emotional pain. Sade couldn't believe it. This is not the man we knew. This is not how he treated you before marriage. She decided to confront Kunle. Sade went to Kunle's office. She spoke calmly. Please, allow her get help. She's overwhelmed. 2 children and she's pregnant. And she has no support. She needs assistance. Kunle's response shocked her. He laughed. This is why you are still single. You don't understand marriage. You don't know what sacrifice means. Sade walked out shaking. The mask had finally fallen. That evening, Kunle came home angry. You went around telling people I'm a bad husband. Chioma tried to explain. Before she could finish her sentence, he slapped her. And then he hit her again. Chioma collapsed to the floor, shocked. At that moment, memories flooded her mind. Her mother, her grandmother, the same pain, the same pattern. She cried and called her mother. Her mother said, it's a spiritual attack. Enemies are fighting your marriage. Her mother took her to church. And the pastor said, this is a generational siege. Someone crossed your family line. Instead of escaping abuse, Chioma started fighting invisible enemies. Her life became church, kitchen, children, and suffering. One afternoon, Sade visited unexpectedly. She walked into the house and saw Kunle beating Chioma. She screamed and pushed him away. Kunle stormed out angrily. Sade sat on the floor shaking. You need to leave this marriage. Chama refused. I will fight. My own story will be different. Sade tried again. Chama got angry. You are not married. You don't understand. Pray for me instead. That day, Sade left and she never returned. Chama was now completely alone. One afternoon, while cleaning the bedroom, Chama saw Kunle's phone light up. A notification. She picked it up. A woman was sending note pictures. She scrolled down. Weeks of messages, meetings, secrets. Her heart shattered. When Kunle returned, she confronted him. Instead of remorse, he insulted her. Look at yourself. Why won't I cheat? You are unattractive. I have needs. Be grateful I haven't divorced you. From that day, the abuse became worse. One evening, she prepared soup. Kunle tasted it. This soup is too salty. She said calmly, it's the same food the children ate. He shouted, are you calling me a liar? Before she could react, he poured the hot soup on her body. She stood frozen, humiliated, burning and broken. 10 years passed. Only the first year of my marriage had peace. Her first child was now 9 years old. She had lost her career, her confidence, her voice. Until one day, at the supermarket, she saw Sade again. Chama froze when she saw Sade at the supermarket. For a second, Sade pretended not to see her. She turned her face away and moved towards another aisle. But Chama couldn't let her go again. Sade, she called out. Her voice broke. Tears poured from her eyes right there, between the shelves of groceries and shopping carts. Sade stopped. She turned back and saw Choma's chicken. Without saying much, she pulled her into a tight hug. They left the supermarket together and sat at a small cafe nearby. Chama cried uncontrollably. I am sorry. I pushed you away when I needed you the most. Sade listened quietly. When Chama finished talking, Sade said softly, I told you to leave before. You refused. But I won't abandon you now. Chama whispered her biggest fear. I don't have anything anymore. No job, no savings, nothing. How do I start again? Sade looked at her seriously. Come with me. Chama got into Sade's car. They drove in silence. When the car stopped, Chama looked around and froze. Grave, tombstones, a cemetery. Why did you bring me here? She asked, confused and scared. Sade pointed at the grave. If you stay in that marriage, this is where you will end up. She continued. Some of these people had chances to leave bad situations. They ignored warnings. They chose fear over action. Now, their children come here to cry over their graves. Choma's knees went weak. She imagined her children standing beside her grave calling her name. She fell to the ground crying. For the first time, she chose herself. After they left the cemetery, Sade reminded her of something. Do you remember the land we bought together years ago? Chama froze. She had completely forgotten. That land was now worth over 20 million naira. Hope entered her heart again. Not emotional hope, practical hope. That night, they began planning. Chama went to her mother's house. I want to leave, she said firmly. Her mother tried again. Be patient. Marriage is endurance. Chama shook her head. I am done enduring abuse. For the first time, her voice did not shake. She met a lawyer. Divorce papers were prepared. That evening, Kunle returned from work. Chama placed the papers on the table. Kunle laughed. How will you survive? How will you take care of the children? He refused to sign. Chama said calmly, even if you don't sign, I am leaving. Kunle mocked her. Go. Let's see how you will survive. She packed her bags, she took her children, and she walked out. With the land money, Chama rented a small apartment. No luxury, no big furniture, but peace filled the room. She used her cooking skills and started selling food online. Slowly, orders increased. Money began flowing again. Kunle waited for her to return, but she didn't. 6 months passed, then he came begging. Kunle cried. He blamed the devil. He promised to change. He brought gifts. He even involved Choma's mother. This is the answer to our prayer, her mother said. For a moment, Choma felt tempted. But Sade reminded her of her scars. The soup, the slap, the cheating, the humiliation. When Kunle came again, Choma looked at him and said, I am done. The peace I have now is better than the marriage I had. Kunle walked away in shame. Choma didn't just survive, she rose. With her qualifications, she applied for a banking job again. This time, she got a higher position, regional manager. Her children returned to stability. Her laughter returned. Her confidence returned. She stopped being ashamed of being a single mother. She understood something important. Sometimes, breaking generational patterns doesn't mean staying. It means walking away. Months later, she received shocking news. Kunle tested HIV positive. Chama sat quietly and whispered, "If I had gone back, I might be dead today, or probably infected with the disease." Tears rolled down her face, not of sadness, of gratitude. That was when Chama finally understood. Not everything is spiritual. Not every broken home is caused by women. Many women stay in abusive marriages, trying to break pattern, while the men continue creating them. And sometimes, choosing yourself is the bravest form of love.